Hello friends! Today we're going to prune this hydrangea bush. Stay tuned! So we have here a common hydrangea. It's a member of the genus H. paniculata, and they're very common throughout most of the Midwest, I would say. They originated, I believe, in China and Korea, that area, but came over here, as you'd imagine. This particular species, I'm 6'5". This levels out around 7 feet. So 5 to 7 is the average height. But this, I can guarantee, hasn't been trimmed for 5 years since we moved in, and I would imagine hasn't been trimmed for many years prior to that. And it really needs it. Without pruning it, I find that we get this mixture of new growth and old growth, and sometimes these are so heavy that they tip all the way over, and it's just time to do something about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level it out about chest height for me, so that'll put this at about 5 feet. I'm going to essentially cut all this, and I'm going to thin it out where I've got some suckers coming up from the bottom and some branches here that are going horizontally. I want to get rid of those as well. And I'll bring you in for some close-ups on those, but this is the right time to do it. Temperatures have been hovering in the upper 30s, low 40s. It's about 41 degrees it feels like, but here, if I come closer, you can see my breath is coming off, so it's not that warm. It's a Wisconsin springtime. It's the 23rd of March. So you want to be pruning your plant. The whole point of that conversation there was to say you want to be pruning your plant while it's still dormant. If I were to wait another 2 or 3 weeks when the temperatures are climbing up into the 50s and this starts to get active again, that's damaging to the plant. So do it while it's sleeping and dormant, and then it'll have a good springtime. Enough talk, let's get cutting. All right, take a look at this branch. Do you see how it's going pretty far into the bush? This would be one of those cross branches I was mentioning earlier. So I'm going to come down to this node right here where it starts to go across and snip it off. That cuts out actually a cross piece that was going over here too. Pretty intertwined among the rest of everything. All right, now this particular hydrangea doesn't really have many suckers that are coming straight up, but it does have a few that I'm still going to get rid of, like this one and this one. Great. Sometimes I talk with master gardeners, and one of the common questions that I hear them telling me people ask is, can I over prune my hydrangeas or over prune my plants in general? And while it's true that you can, in general, these are pretty resilient plants. I still expect that these are going to flower this year since I'm doing my pruning early enough. Let's see. Now, of course, I don't have to prune them if I don't want to. I could just let it go, as is evident by what this has been doing for the last many years. But I think it's time for new growth. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. I know the camera's a little far away, but I've got a node right here where multiple items branch off, and I'm going to cut just below that node. Bring that in a little closer. You can kind of tell here's where I cut. This branched off into 3 pieces, which did 3, which did 3, which are just growing way too tall. There's plenty of dead branches in here too. As I'm going along, I'm taking my hands and gently squeezing these pieces of the hydrangea, and the ones that just snap off, let's go into a new section. See, this is bendy. This is bendy, so that's how I know it's not dead. But over here, where I know you can't see, yeah, I got plenty of dead ones. So it's good to just thin them out. Same with down here on my main stem. I've got a couple that are just shooting straight up towards the sun. Those are suckers, essentially. So those suckers are going to just get cut off. I'm essentially just leaving the thicker branches. That way the bigger branches, which have more nutrients flowing through them anyways, will produce more shoots this year, new growth, healthy growth, etc. Hey buddy, you coming to help? Hey buddy, good boy. Hey, you want a stick? Ready, Moose? Come here. Come on, Moose. Ready? Moose. Sit. Good boy. Ready? There you go. All right, now that the bulk of the pruning is taken care of, all that's really left for me to do is to take these old dry twigs and flowers back to my pile, and we're going to have a fire probably at the end of April or middle of April to celebrate. And in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to see a lot of new growth starting here. It looks sparse and it's scary to do. I admit this is so much more naked than it was when I started, and every clip even makes me think, oh, am I doing the right thing? But I am. You have to prune things out in order to get that nice, new, healthy growth for your plant. So, have you ever pruned a hydrangea before? Is this similar to other pruning techniques for different plants? What do you think I did wrong? What do you think I did right? Let us know in the comments section below. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe. Lots of good gardening videos. Like this one. I'm going to walk you to the backyard. Well, you're in the backyard. But back here, I've got a lilac bush. It's more than one bush. In fact, it's many. And it's kind of muddy back here. But this was about 14 feet tall. It was way up into this other tree. And I pruned it at the end of the season last year. And you can see this is all new growth. Just tons of new growth everywhere. And that's what the hydrangea plant is going to do as well. So don't be afraid to let loose and have fun. So, thanks for watching. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. And until next time, bye.